do. Hey gang, this is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo, and in today's session, I'm going to talk about the four types of funnels in real estate. What are automation funnels, and why you should use them in your business? Okay, so let me pull the curtain back, and so we could dive in. First, let's talk about what are the four types of funnels that I use in my business, what I call the alchemy stones. Okay. The first funnel, which is I believe is the most important thing that many other people, when they make funnels or when they buy funnels from IT guys or, you know, cookie cutter softwares, is that it lacks the first funnel, which is what I call the traffic funnel. If you guys remember, in my three stepping stones of any real estate investing, if you're a fix and flipper, if you're a wholesaler, if you're a landlord, doesn't matter. Very first thing is lead generation. And so many of the funnels will miss the very first thing, which is lead generation. I've heard so many people on Facebook says, well, I already have a funnel, but they don't have the very first funnel, which is the traffic funnel. That's the very most important thing, and is the very first stepping stones of the dojo. Stepping stone number one, lead generation. Two, conversion. Three, exit strategy. And so today we're going to be talking about stepping stone one and two, which is lead, and then the follow up and the closing and the sales that's required. Okay. And so the traffic funnel is the very first one, which is takes care of the lead generation part. Now there's three other funnels that you must have if you want to do this thing in automation. Okay. And now what is automation? Automation is where you can come out here and go for a walk or go on vacation, or better yet be sleeping, or better yet have a job, or better yet have a different business, or just better yet spend time with your family and have it work in autopilot for you. Okay. That's what automation does. It uses today's top technology to make stuff, you know, that before we used to outsource or pay an employee, like workers, like, and eliminates those jobs. And you can see it everywhere. Even McDonald's is doing that through automation, or, you know, printing companies and t-shirt companies, and, you know, Amazon and so many other things are eliminating jobs through automation. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay. So coming back to the story, the number two funnel you need to set up is your sales funnel. Now, your sales funnel, what that does is it gathers information from your customer, in this case the seller, if you're trying to buy houses. Okay. If you're a realtor and you're trying to get a listing, if you're an investor, you're trying to buy houses as owner financing or at a deep discount, like 60 cents on a dollar, around that area. So in the sales process, many people think sales is when the closing happens. No, sales is like whenever you go to a car dealership and they ask you, well, what color are you looking for? What type of car are you looking for? Are you looking for economic car? Are you looking for an EV car? Are you looking for an SUV? Are you looking for a van? You know, they ask you, why are you looking to purchase a car? Did you just add a kiddo to the family? So in the sales process is basically gathering information, and that's where many people think the sales process is where you like be a pit bull and you hammer them and you sell them, which is absolutely false. Okay, so the sales process is gathering information. So the funnel number two that you need is the sales funnel. The third funnel you need is the closing funnel. Okay. And the closing funnel is where you actually go and, you know, you built enough rapport. You let the seller know that you're the authority and they should work with you instead of Joe or a Bob or a Jose or any other companies out there, and why they should work with you. Not because you're doing me advertisement like buy from me or we close fast or we pay for your closing, that kind of crap where everyone else does. You're actually adding value to the seller by flexing your authority, okay? Which makes it in the seller's mind that the closing happens there. Now, the closing doesn't mean that they're willing to just give you the home. The closing means now they're going to give you the chance to give them your pitch, okay? Because there's so much noise out there. If you just drive down on a street, you see how much bulletin boards and people are texting you and emailing you and all this stuff, right? So there's so much noise out there. So the closing is happening in the seller's mind where they're like willing to now talk to you or now reach you on your website or now return your calls or now answer your follow-up emails or your follow-up calls. It's going to close them in their mind, say, hey, well, let me see what this guy has to say. Okay, and I'll explain that in a little bit because there's two types of funnels. There's what I call semi and fully automatic funnels. Okay, in real estate, no matter how hard I tried, it's only going to be a semi-automatic in a sense that no seller I've ever made is willing to just sign their contract and give me their house at a 60 cents on a dollar without ever talking to me. I'm trying to still figure this out, and one day I will crack the code, but so far I haven't. Okay, but for example, in the Alchemy Stone class, we've sold already four at a nine, and it hasn't even been a couple of days. Courses, they're almost $2,000. Okay, so that's what a fully automatic is. People go, they fill out, they watch the video, they watch the sales pitch, and then there's a booking PayPal, and they buy. And I don't call them or chase them down. Unlike the Mr. Investor when I buy houses, it's just a totally different business. Okay, I'm just giving you this side of the business right now, the My Real Estate Dojo. So that is a full automation where they go here, they pay me, no one talks to them, nothing like that. Okay, but I haven't found any sellers that are willing to just sell me their home via owner financing like that. I'm still working on that. Once I patent that idea, I will definitely share it with you guys. Okay, now what I have found is that I can use semi-automatic where I get the seller. Now by the time they call me, they know me, they like me, I build credibility with them, I build trust with them. Now I just gotta receive the ball. Okay, now if I fuck up and I drop it, what does that mean? What does that mean when I say when I drop it? Is when the seller calls and I don't pick up the phone, or the seller calls and it takes me 2 or 3 days to get back to him, or the seller calls and I'm rude to him because I'm having a personal problem, or I'm just talking about me instead of listening to the seller and all the other stuff that we talked about in the negotiation and the seller phone script and stuff like that. If you're not doing that part of the job right, then it's going to be hard for you to catch the ball. Okay, so assuming you know how to catch the ball, once the seller decides in their mind in the semi-automatic that they're going to reach out to you, you just got to catch the ball, and it's a home run. It's a touchdown. Okay, it's very, very simple. But if you're not there to catch the ball, then nothing's going to work for you because it's not a fully automatic business like me selling digital products. Okay, in my moving company, I had 25% of my business fully automatic. Okay, 75% still wanted to call out and talk to a moving counselor. Okay, so not every business you can get it fully automatic, but it doesn't say that I'm not trying. Okay, but the Alchemy Stones prepares up the customer through these funnels. The traffic funnel gets people pulled in like the gravity. The sales funnels, builds, asks them a lot of information, and so you can have all this information. The follow-up funnel is the one that keeps in touch with them without you have to spend your time. And the closing funnel is what makes you stand the person with the credibility where they feel trust with you and they want to reach out to you, so you're not chasing them. Okay, the whole part of the Alchemy Stone is I was tired of chasing people. Like let me see, in I would say freshman in college, I learned that I was tired of chasing people in personal training, and I came up with systems where they were going to reach out to me, and that's just some of those things were called marketing. Okay, so coming back to the funnels, there's 4 types of funnels. You have your traffic funnel, you have your sales funnel, you have your closing funnel, and you have your follow-up funnels. Now, in each funnel, there's many different things that needs to be done. It's just not like one thing. Now, even though that we talked about a semi-automatic funnel, there's many components in that semi-automatic funnel that's fully automatic where you don't have to do anything. Okay, it just works by itself, and that's the whole goal. When I say semi-automatic, it doesn't mean you have to do the cold calling or you have to do this stuff. It means that the decision making, okay, you have to be there to talk to the seller for the final, them to give you the deed of the property or to give you the contract. Okay, I haven't figured out for them to do it all 100%, but I would have figured out how to get a whole lot of them to reach out to you. And I've also figure out how to do the sales processing of the automation funnel where you don't have to pick up the phone, you don't have to deal with them, and it works by itself. I've also figured out how to do the closing in the automation funnel where the seller becomes motivated and they believe in you and they're reaching out to you or now are willing to answer their phones whenever you call them. And I've learned how to do the follow-up all in automation, and that's what I call my alchemy stones. Now, let's go to the next section. What is automation funnel? Okay, as I stated a little bit earlier, there's 2 types of funnels, semi and fully. Okay, that said, automation funnels are technologies that we can use that weren't there like 10 years ago or 20 years ago that allows us to eliminate specific jobs or specific job tasks and allow the computer system to do it. And what I've done is I've taken my 20 years of experience in sales, negotiation, creating businesses, marketing, guerrilla marketing, and combined it with the automation called my alchemy stones. Okay, so automation funnels are tools that you do every day. Like, for example, a seller calls and you ask them the question, hey, Mr. Seller, why are you selling? You know, how many better this? So I learned how to automate that stuff. Or the follow-up, you got to call them and say, hey, what's going on? Hey, I'm following with my offer. I've automated this stuff, so you don't have to do that, but the seller thinks that you are doing that. Okay, that's the great thing. You're not doing it, but they think you're doing it, and the whole point is you're doing it without doing it because you do the work one time, guys, and it's there. Now, think about franchises. Why are franchises more successful than a startup business? Because they have proven systems. And that's what the alchemy stones is. It's a proven system to get you to the top of the mountain of whatever your personal and business goals are. Plus, it allows you to do it through automation. It allows you to do it through automation so you can spend time with your friends and family so you don't have to work that rat race, or you're not the one that has to do the cold calling, or you're not the one that has to pick up the phone. It does it all automatically. So now we talked about what are automation funnels. We talked about the 4 types of funnels, and the last thing is, why do you need automation funnels in your business? One is because if you want to do deals constantly, you need the alchemy stones. You need automation funnels. Okay. 2, if you want to not work, okay, basically not work, have income producing assets that pay you, then you need automation funnels. Automation funnels are just like rental properties. They're constantly giving you money month after month, mailbox money. Now, it does take time to set them up. And let me be honest with you, it drives me crazy when I first tried to set them up. It took me years to learn how to set up these things, okay? And I'm just gonna let you download it, but more importantly, in my alchemy class, I'm gonna hold your hand, and it's a 2-day course. We're gonna work 8 hours a day to set all these systems up, guys, okay? So one reason that you want to have an automation funnel is because it allows you to have an income producing asset that frees up your time, okay? Now, in my alchemy course, when I sell it, now I have to spend my time and take away from my family and do stuff like that, and that's why I charge $9,000. Okay. Now I'm doing an early bird special for 1897. But there's only 5 seats left, guys. The rest have already been sold. But once that is over, it's going to be $9,000 because I had to take my time away from my family, and it's kind of like a job now. I have to work with you for 8 hours a day. Now, it doesn't mean I don't love you, I don't like you, but I rather just sell digital products because I don't have to work. When somebody buys my digital product on Amazon or off my website, I make $1,500, $500, $300, $19. It doesn't matter. And I created this one digital product one time, and I don't have to work. Where with the alchemy class, now I have to meet, and we have to work, and it just requires a lot of time. Okay, so but the great thing is in real estate is that when you put up that time, and let's say you buy a fix and flipper, you make big chunk of money. Or if you buy a rental property and you're getting $400 a month or $300 a month positive cash flow after paying PITI, then that's boom, automatic. So you put up that time one time. Where in the situation where I work with you guys, it's like I put up my time, let's say for 9 grand, and that's it. Okay, I lose that time. I don't have something that's recurring again, and that's why very soon I'm gonna charge 10%, maybe even more of every deal you get from this funnel, because I don't really like to work. I've worked since high school, junior high. I had a job, and my first job was cleaning cars, and I realized that I hated a job, and so I've worked creating with my own business, and now I'm in the situation where I don't want to work anymore, and I want systems that work for me, like rental houses, but not even in a rental house situation, because rental houses require work. And that's why I love digital product, because when you guys support me and you invest in yourself and you buy stuff, I don't have to get up 2 in the morning to go train you. It instantly downloads, and that's the life of being 20 years of entrepreneurship, that I'm at the level where I could create these kind of things. Okay, and I can show you how to do some of this stuff for the real estate investing part, or even if you're a realtor, to get listings. Okay, through my alchemy. Now guys, if you want to capitalize, all right guys, I think we're moving to a different spot. But if you guys want to get into this alchemy stone class, I highly recommend it. And once this deal is over, don't worry, I'm gonna sell it for a lot higher price. It will never be the 1897. So if you're watching this video a couple of days later or a couple of months later and the prices change, guys, it's just for this time. If you miss out, you miss out, guys. And let me put this warning out there. If you're broke and you don't have a job and you don't believe in advertisement, then this is not the thing for you. Now, who is this for? Someone that's already successful, that have a successful business, that want to take their business to the next level, or someone that have funds and they just want to take their business to the next level. You could be a brand new person, or you could be a medium person. You want to take your business, but you got to have some funds. You got to pay me the 2 grand at the very minimum, and then you're going to have some of this basic fixed costs. If you want to know what all the costs are, just leave a message below and I'll give you all the costs. And if you guys want to know my vendors list, leave a message below and I'll send you my vendors list. If you guys don't want to use me, you can still have my vendors list, guys. So I'm looking forward to working with you. Don't take no for answer. 2018 is coming. The alchemy course is going to change your world. If you bought my VA book, you know that I don't fuck around when I make some shit. I go the extra mile. If you buy a $200 book, you're going to get that kind of value. If you're buying a $2,000 book, you're getting this kind of value. So just remember, and I always over deliver, because I believe in what I put out is going to come back to me. I'm not going to let you down. 100% money back guarantee. I'm willing to take all the risk on my back. If my shit doesn't work, just send me an email saying you want your refund, and I'll give it to you in 1 year. At any time in that 1 year you're not happy, guys. Hustle and bustle, don't take no for answer, and God bless.